WHNT News 19's Joel Porter is in the neighborhood where this happened. So, Joel, what can you tell us?
Greg and Siobhan, I can tell you that the boy's family arrived back home here a few minutes ago. As you can understand, this has been a very upsetting day for them. We were told that the juvenile boy suffered a life-threatening gunshot wound. It's unclear yet who was holding the gun or what led up to this terrifying call. The incident itself happened before 5 o'clock today at the home on West River Landing Boulevard. Huntsville police showed up at the home. The boy was taken to the hospital. They then took the boy's family away. WHNT News 19 talked to a neighbor who knows the family, and she says she was shocked to hear about this.
You know, they've come over to my house sometime when the school had little functions and things, you know, wanting you to buy stuff. The mother has come to my house. She do my hair. She does my hair. So very, very, very beautiful family. So that's why I was it's just mind-boggling to me to hear something like this happen.
As of this evening, we are still waiting to hear an update on the boy's condition. So far, it doesn't appear that anybody's been arrested in connection with this shooting, but neighbors I talked with, as well as some of those family, are just hoping for some good news coming out of the hospital. And we're waiting to hear more from Huntsville police as well. I can hold you up and show you an example of what we're talking about. The soybean field caught fire, and with how dry this summer has been, the soybeans I'm holding in my hand right now, only about the size of Tic Tacs. Now, healthy soybeans with lots of moderate rain should be a little bit bigger than this, but you can see the yields that farmers aren't exactly excited about, and not just bad yields, but potentially scary when you have an afternoon like this where a fire sparked in this field behind me. It burned a pretty large swath. Now, the farmer had made a few passes in the field with his combine this afternoon when it caught fire. Several volunteer fire departments showed up to help once that happened, including New Market, Hazel Green, and Meridianville, along with a few others. Now, firefighters had the flames put out in about an hour was all, but one Madison County leader I talked with estimated in that time those flames had burned around 20 acres of the soybean crop. Thankfully, nobody was hurt this afternoon. That is the good news. And several nearby farmers showed up to lend a hand as well, bringing some water tanks with them. The Red Cross is also out here to hand out some drinking water for people. But I can show you just one more time just how dry it had been. Usually with a healthy field, healthy grass, you can almost tie a knot. But this is just how dry it's been, just dry, dusty, and just very scary afternoon for everybody involved as farmers looking to head for their cotton fields next. So they're praying for some rain soon.
19's Joel Porter joins us with more on the story. So, Joel, are deputies looking for the killer?
Well, no, they're not, Greg and Siobhan. Deputies were hesitant to say any more than that. But a gentleman I talked on the phone with this evening says this started as a welfare check on Monday. He was urging deputies to come take a closer look at this house. After taking a look today, deputies say they have a pretty good idea of what happened here, but they are once again hesitant to say more. They've been questioning at least one person involved in this, but they and neighbors I talked with agree this is a horrible tragedy to happen here for the family who lived in this home.
Didn't hear anything out the ordinary.
But what Limestone County Sheriff's deputies found at this home on Black Road on Wednesday morning was anything but ordinary.
About lunchtime, I was looking on my Facebook page.
After getting a call for a welfare check, deputies took a closer look and found 3 bodies.
You know, why, how?
One body in the backyard shed, another in the garage, a third inside the home.
It is being investigated at this time as a domestic homicide. All the details are not sorted out as it's kind of early.
You know, just kind of heartbreaking, you know, because, you know, you think about your family in a moment of a tragedy like this.
A neighbor I talked with says an older couple was living in this home along with their son, his girlfriend, and her 9-year-old daughter. The neighbor tells me she saw the son walking around the property on Wednesday morning. She then left before what appears to be the awful incident happened. She then returned home to find Limestone County deputies in the yard and the house taped up.
The time frame, you know, it just seems so surreal.
It's not an active situation, so it's not that we're like searching for anybody.
Limestone County deputies spent Wednesday searching the yard and removing items from inside the house. They say they have a good idea of what happened at this home, but aren't saying yet who is responsible.
I hope that, you know, people will find peace in the situation. You know, it's one of those things that you can't imagine a person's emotions.
This evening's gathering. So, Joel, did Sessions indicate he plans to run for office again?
No, he didn't, Greg and Siobhan. In fact, Sessions made no mention of running for office at all. What we heard tonight was a gracious and mostly humbled Jeff Sessions as he returned to Huntsville. Even some of the people I asked tonight said he's been relatively quiet since stepping away from D.C. They've only talked to him once or twice since that happened last November. At no point during tonight's evening hosted by the Madison County GOP party did Sessions even hint at possibly returning to public office. A warm greeting in Huntsville on Tuesday evening for former Senator and Attorney General Jeff Sessions.
I like to say that a lot of people get fired in their work, but mine was a little more public than most.
Last November, Sessions was fired by President Trump, who was upset by Sessions' decision to recuse himself from what would become a 2-year inquiry into the 2016 presidential election.
And that question was never answered until obviously it was too late for both of them once they got in the middle of the fracas. And the response did not end up being beneficial to either one of them.
Since stepping away from D.C., Sessions has seldom appeared publicly, but was invited to an evening fundraiser by Madison County GOP leaders.
And he's helping us raise funds as well as donating as well.
He's been spending some quality time with his children and his grandchildren and with Miss Mary, and they've been enjoying life, and he's earned that privilege.
From what the principles of our party basically are. And so Trump announced it, boldly asserted it, and that's why I support him and why I still do support him.
Sessions praised both Huntsville and the state of Alabama in his over 30-minute speech. At no point did he hint at running for his old Senate seat.
To be able to carry your fight forward, all in all, I'm at peace with the effort. Thank you so much for your friendship, and God bless us all.
The party also presented Sessions with a special award at this evening's ceremony. Reporting live from Huntsville, Joel Porter, WHNT News 19.
All right, thank you, Joel.